Hey Ryan, how are you doing?
Doing well, my end, James. Thanks for having me.
Brilliant. Great to have you. Great to talk to you as always. I guess to kick things off for this native talk with you, it would be great to just get a little bit of a background, who you are, what you're doing out in Gabon, and your brand, just to kick things off.
Sure. I'm how to put it. I'm part of this family business of grocery retail. We've been in the business for about 40 years now. Um, Give you a bit of background. So we've been doing this for a long time in Gabon, West Central Africa. We run a chain of Carrefour stores, the franchise of the Carrefour stores, a bit everywhere in Gabon. And it was about like a few years ago, post-COVID, where I thought it was important for us to branch off into e-commerce for the business. I tried to integrate it in the mother business. There was a lot of inertia and slop, as you might think of a big old family business. So as of last year, not branched out, but I created this like sister company in parallel, which I called Cerise, to basically be in charge of that digital front for all things grocery retail. We started off thinking let's be delivering people within an hour or two. Then we fast realized the importance of speed. Speed being a great moat for us to actually integrate from day one as a cultural, as a not just cultural, but like a part of everything that we do, the way we structure the business, the way we integrate, the way we operate, the way we divide tasks, the way we look at things, our value proposition to the customer. And to be fair, we started at Shopify. We saw a lot of restraints and constraints with what we could have done, given the suite of apps and services they had. And luckily, we found the perfect marriage in native commerce because turns out you guys had cracked the code, quick commerce wise. You had initiated your business there. Your DNA is all about quick grocery deliveries, basically. So it was literally a marriage in heaven in a lot of ways. It took a couple of months to integrate things properly, in a sense where it was very fast to get things online. You guys are pretty good at it. You have a great back-end suite of people that help us every turn of the way. But it's very much a cultural thing where you tell people, you guys are delivering in 20 minutes. There's only 20 little minutes in 20 minutes, very few minutes. And it's funny enough saying it to the whole team and basically hammering it down every day and making sure our KPIs are measuring things properly and people are being rewarded for doing it right, and people are being let go for not being up to standard or not believing in what we should be doing. So basically we've been given the tools to fish in a lot of ways, and we're basically fishing every day, so to say. It's been good. It's been great, actually. It's been great in the sense where we could have spent years trying to develop this whole suite ourselves and spent God knows how much money and getting it wrong in the process. So we hit the ground running with you guys really within a couple of months. We started off slow, and then since October, since we actually very publicly launched, I like to say, in October, things have been more or less almost doubling on a monthly basis, on a month-to-month basis. So we just crossed 2,000 orders last month. We'll be crossing 3,000 orders this month, probably 4 or 5K the next month as we expand into different locations. Yeah, it's been quite the ride.
Awesome. And quite pioneering, if I understand correctly, given the family history and kind of setting up this venture. And maybe how would you describe for people who don't know kind of the market and the opportunity and how new all of this is in region, and kind of you mentioned just before we started that you were expanding. Kind of what's the reality of running an e-commerce business out there?
Right. So our bread and butter is offline grocery retail. That's like our bread and butter. We're, as I mentioned pre-call, I'm actually off-site right now trying to finish our new location, our 11th big store. The value proposition is very different. The way you interact with a client is much more intimate, personal, which is great because you're able to gather a lot more info and to actually have actionable insight on things in a way which makes it a lot harder in the offline stores. You basically serve yourself in the offline stores. In the online stores, we're serving the client. We're choosing for them. We're providing them with a certain quality. Last mile delivery is a challenge. You want to make sure everything arrives at the right time in the right packaging format. And to do a bit of a circle, this whole process is new to this ecosystem of Gabon and West Central. E-commerce is not a thing that, believe it or not, in 2026 exists here much. We've gotten a few, like a couple of services which are like a mixture of Uber and Uber Eats in the region. Like 2 players here are doing okay of a job. So that was like the first real foray into digitizing services for the Gabonese market. But we are, in a lot of ways, likely going to be the first real big player in the market, in the sense where all things related to e-commerce, are going to be standardized by the approach of Cerise, which is great. It's a beautiful thing to have as a thing in 2026. We're in a lot of ways in a blue ocean, and it's ours to lose, as I like to say. We're not here to win it. We're here to make sure we don't lose it in a lot of ways. So let's make sure we don't pave the way for others to come and use the pavement that we built in place for everybody, in terms of changing habits, because we're really changing habits of how people do shop. A lot of the things we received early on still do, but to a lesser degree, is no, I prefer doing it myself. I prefer having not much to do. And now the moment they do try it, they're like, oh wow, it's a lot better. Like, I can literally keep doing what I'm doing. I don't need to move. It's raining out. I don't feel like moving, or I don't need to tell the driver what to buy, because I give the driver the list of things to go buy, and I'm on the phone with the driver for an hour. So the value prop has been great, especially for 35 to 45-year-old women. Like about 98% early young mothers, I like to say. 95% of our current cohort for the past 6 months has been that pool of users, and it's expanding bit by bit to the outskirts.
No, it's great. It's a super interesting story, because it's it's not something you would otherwise necessarily know much about. So yeah, super interesting dynamic of I guess the convenience that you're introducing, and just
there's a trust barrier we have to break through as well, because people don't trust to pay things in advance. So mobile money is a thing here. People use more than credit cards, so paying and not receiving, people wanted to pay more in cash up front. And now that's shifted a bit. Like, we're doing about like 30% of our settlements online. So basically, people are starting to pay before receiving their orders. So that was a thing people needed to break past. They need to break past the fact that we can deliver things to them in the same exact list of things they had ordered. There wasn't going to be any breakage. There wasn't going to be any missing items, and it was actually going to get there. Literally, getting there was a thing for them. So yeah. We've kind of like jumped 2 standard deviations above what people expected for a thing to look and feel like as a local service.
No, amazing. And Ryan, just to pivot slightly, what sort of things are you thinking about in terms of innovation within the business, within maybe the operational side, or the e-commerce front end side? What sort of things are you thinking about roadmap wise?
Yeah. So we're at a very interesting intersection right now, where there's a lot of battle-tested e-commerce things that came out the West and the East. So by the way, just as a side note also, we're highly influenced by what's happening in India, in the quick commerce market of India. So there's a lot of learnings there that we have managed to learn immensely from the Zeptos, Blinkit, and Instamart. Like, they're really approaching this in a beautiful way. They're more or less the pioneers of quick commerce, but there it's like a 10-minute thing. Our value prop is 20 minutes. They're in the 10 minutes market. Hopefully we'll get there. China was another. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. Like, literally, you get on any of the apps, like they're dynamic. Their ETAs are dynamic, so you get your orders like 12 minutes, 13 minutes, sometimes 7 minutes. They're literally everywhere. Their dark stores are everywhere. So
you'd have to operate a dark store model.
And dark stores, exactly. So that's like to go back to where we're going. We obviously, I had mentioned, we are offline retailers trying to integrate an online service. It's not the perfect key in the lock. So especially when you're going for super speed, we probably have about like 4,000 or 5,000 SKUs. We'll get to 6,000 on the Cerise app. In the stores, you're dealing with 15,000 SKUs. So that's making it hard for pickers to find and choose the products properly. You've got obviously cash registers where we're losing time. There's obviously a lot of clients around. So that has been a challenge, which is nice to have because it's going to make sure we probably gain about 8 minutes on our delivery times from click to delivery, all of that process once we start opening dark stores. So beyond the, we're going to probably be live in total about 4 to 5 Carrefour stores, after which everything will be dark stores oriented. Probably we'll be opening our first couple of dark stores before the end of the year also. First test in a few months, and then another one a bit later down the line. One, we want to be closer to the client, so dark stores allow you to be better proximity as you get to choose where to open, not based on where necessarily the stores are currently. And we get to open along with where the stores are also. So we get to be closer. We get to operate till late in the evenings. Our stores currently close at 8, so we're closing at 8. So that's a market we've left on the table, operating well into the night. So we're expanding our geography, we're expanding our operating hours, we're improving our operations in terms of speed. Accuracy will go up also because obviously you're mixing offline and online, 2 systems together. And a dark store is just one system, one series. Everything that the pickers, even the way the dark store is designed to pick, will be easier and better beyond just the fact that there's less of the things that are coming in the way that are not on the app. So our current picking is in the 3.5 minutes range. We'll probably bring it down to 1.5 minutes. We'll be closer. We'll be sparing ourselves about 3 minutes in the ready to ship zone. Once the order is ready, we lose about 4 minutes now. So that's another 3 minutes. And then being closer to the client, we'll be delivering about a few minutes, 3 to 4 minutes faster. So yeah, that's how we're going to bring it down in the short term, medium to short term. That's
These are the things that actual e-commerce owners geek out about, right?
Yes, exactly. So it's in a lot of ways, it's a very black and white business in the sense where it's all based on operational excellence. It's really boring in that sense, unless that really excites you. And even grocery business is that kind of stuff. So we're very much used to that part of the business. Very competitive market. Your margins are very low. Unless you do everything right, you don't make money in this industry. But it's an evergreen. People always need to buy food, whether it's COVID, whether it's whatever is happening. It never stops. Just make sure you keep getting it right.
Yeah.
So that's the double-sided sword thing when it comes to grocery retail. And the final leg of innovation that we're going to work with alongside with native commerce is how to integrate current AI setups and current AI tools into our abilities to develop and publish features faster, better, to make the experience more personalized to the user along the way as well. Because the technology is more or less there. It's about making it production ready, making sure the users on the ground get, and I mean users as in like Cerise as being one example, getting to decentralize the development of features in a lot of ways, like develop it, put it, and then probably native commerce just makes sure they round this that it doesn't crash, and then it gets shipped to the client in record time, which breaks down the old paradigm of how things were developed. Figma, remove and spending months. Yeah, it's removing a lot of constraints, which is something you guys are well in. Like you're fully focused on right now, as I understood.
Yeah,
it's a big transition for everybody, and it's a paradigm that you can't afford to miss out on. Really, this whole wave.
For sure. I think we'll probably, in the build up to launching those products, and I'm sure you as a customer will be heavily involved in kind of influencing what the final product looks like. But I'm sure we'll do probably another talk on this when we're closer to launching that and going through alphas and betas, because there's a lot cooking, as they say, and it can go in so many different directions. I think the tools now are just the way I see it, the way we're seeing it so far is sort of basically the ability to sort of work on an e-commerce business without limitations, and the industry and these other tools, like some of the ones you described, they do bring immediate constraints. as you build more things and as you expand and as the operations get more complex. So that's kind of, very much in line with what we're building, which makes sense because we're building it for you guys. So
yeah, totally. And the thing is, the clients will realize the speed at which you try to improve things for them. Because I'll give you a basic example. Today we don't charge for deliveries. We're trying to get people accustomed to getting delivered. Again, it's a whole new thing for a lot of new users. One thing they get to do in a lot of ways is they get to do multiple orders at times because it's free delivery. So even if the lady forgot what she wanted, she'll get ordered like within another half an hour, but whatever. Even if it's just one item.
Right.
Obviously, at a certain point, deliveries will be charged, minimally charged. One thing to do is to develop a feature where you allow people a bit of a time before to change the order if they forgot something, to not have to be charged again for a new order. I'm just using something out of my hand. It's something that's very obvious to me. But in development, like for developers, it takes time to develop this kind of stuff across the whole app. But if a user like ourselves get to see that problem and we try to fix it, we get it, we basically develop it, and then we just hand it for the final touches to native and then gets shipped. I think there's something magical there that's going to happen